Want to know if someone's a narcissist? Listen for these 10 phrases. Have you ever wondered how to spot a narcissist? Here's a clue. Some of their most cunning tactics hide in plain sight within their everyday speech. In this video, we're going to break down 10 common phrases that may reveal their manipulative ways. By the end, you'll see these words in a completely different way. Before we dive in, remember that it's important to focus on patterns and context rather than just isolated comments. We'll take a closer look at these expressions and how they tie into the bigger picture of narcissistic behavior. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you stay updated with our eye-opening content. Share your experiences and insights in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts on these subtle manipulation tactics. Ready to uncover the hidden meanings? Let's get started. First, you should be thankful I'm with you, or no one else would put up with you. These kinds of remarks are crafted to chip away at your confidence and make you dependent on them. While it might seem playful or harmless if said once, if you keep hearing this message, it signals a deeper, toxic mindset. Essentially, the narcissist is asserting dominance, suggesting that you should be grateful for their mere presence. This approach sets up an imbalance of power, where the narcissist positions themselves as someone you can't live without, almost as if they're doing you a favor by staying. If you're already feeling uncertain about your self-worth, these remarks can sink in and cause you to question your own value. It's crucial to understand that statements like these aren't casual. They're designed to make the narcissist feel superior while leaving you feeling like you owe them. They want you to think you're lucky they stick around, which makes it harder for you to stand up for yourself or walk away. But remember, these lines are manipulative and meant to keep control. Your value isn't tied to their approval or presence. Second, that's not what I meant. When a narcissist notices that you're starting to see through their game, they might fall back on phrases like, "You misunderstood, I didn't mean it that way," or "You're taking things out of context." This is a classic method to make you question your own judgment. Imagine they say something hurtful like, "You're so unattractive." Their quick defense might be, "You took that wrong?" It's a ridiculous deflection, because in such cases, no context can justify such a hurtful remark. The whole point of this excuse is to make you feel confused, as if maybe you misinterpreted things when in reality, the insult was clear as day. These tactics work because they steer the conversation away from what they said and make it seem like you're the problem for misunderstanding. The narcissist avoids responsibility while shifting the focus to your supposed error. If you keep holding them accountable, they might escalate, saying something like, "You always do this. You're so sensitive." By now, the conversation has been derailed, leaving you frustrated and second-guessing yourself. Third, you're imagining things. Another level of denial comes in the form of, "You're imagining that," often said when they've been caught or when they want to dismiss your concerns. If you confront them about something obvious, like seeing them holding hands with someone else, they might dismiss it with, "You're just imagining it." Even if you have clear proof, they will deny it as if they can change reality. This tactic isn't limited to relationships. It could be about missing money, canceled plans, or any situation they don't want to acknowledge. When you press the issue, they may respond with, "Why can't you just drop it?" This manipulative line is used to shut down the conversation, making you feel like you're overreacting and trivializing your feelings. Repeated use of this strategy can wear you down. You start questioning yourself, wondering if maybe you are being too sensitive or making too big a deal of things. That's precisely what they want, to create doubt and undermine your confidence in your own perceptions. Fourth, "I'm sorry you feel that way." This is what you'd call a non-apology. When a narcissist hurts you with a cruel comment like, "You'd look better if you just put in some effort," and you call them out, you might expect an apology. Instead, they offer a hollow, "I'm sorry you feel that way." It may sound like they're acknowledging your feelings, but it's far from a real apology. A genuine apology would involve taking responsibility for what was said. Instead, this response shifts the focus onto your reaction, making it seem like the problem lies with how you felt about it rather than the comment itself. It's important to see through this deflection. Their intent is to avoid accountability while pretending to show sympathy. But in reality, they're downplaying the hurt they caused, leaving you to feel like maybe you're the one overreacting. Fifth, you're just too sensitive. Narcissists often use this line to dismiss your emotions. By telling you that you're too sensitive or overreacting, they're trying to make you doubt your feelings. Although not everyone who says this is a narcissist, it's a big red flag when it becomes a pattern. This phrase is particularly harmful because it denies your right to feel upset or hurt. It's a subtle form of gaslighting that chips away at your confidence in your own emotional responses. When this tactic is used over and over, it's not just a warning, it's a clear sign of manipulation. Always remember, no one has the right to tell you how much or how little you should feel. Number 6. Nobody else sees an issue except you. This line is commonly used when a narcissist attempts to invalidate your concerns and excuse their actions. Picture this. The narcissist consistently shows up late to significant events, leaving you embarrassed and covering for them. When you express frustration, they might shrug it off with, "No one but you seems bothered. Everyone else understands I'm busy." They may also twist the situation further, like when they insist on eating in front of the TV while you prefer dining at the table. They could say, "Nobody else has ever cared about this." This not only makes you feel unreasonable, but also subtly suggests that past partners were more accepting. While a one-time occurrence may seem trivial, when it becomes habitual, it can erode your self-esteem. This phrase serves as a tool for manipulation in various ways. It isolates you, making it seem like you're alone in your concerns, and can even normalize behavior that shouldn't be tolerated. While dining in front of the TV isn't necessarily wrong, justifying it with such a phrase makes it manipulative. Additionally, this phrase frames you as the odd one out, hinting that if you were like everyone else, you wouldn't be upset. It plays on social pressure and makes you question your own feelings. The challenge is, how can you verify if everyone else feels the same? If you were to ask around, you might find that your feelings are more valid than the narcissist claims. Number 7. You're overreacting. This is a go-to for narcissists when they want to deflect responsibility. The irony is overwhelming when someone notorious for small, petty behaviors accuses you of pettiness. What makes this phrase harmful is its reliance on societal pressure, much like nobody else sees a problem except you. Some people might embrace being labeled petty, but most shy away from it, and being called petty for simply defending yourself is deeply hurtful. Imagine you're splitting costs with a narcissist. When it's time for you to repay them, they might meticulously count even the smallest amounts, like 36 cents. While their attention to such details seems nitpicky, technically, they're not wrong. But when the tables turn and you ask for your share of a $50 bill, they might snap back. Really? You're going to fuss over $25? That's petty, considering everything I do for you. This tactic is typical of narcissists, who tend to magnify their contributions while downplaying yours. Their exaggeration of their efforts is another conversation for later. Number 8. That never happened. This phrase is a subtle weapon designed to distort reality and make you second-guess your memory. At first glance, it might seem minor, maybe you did misremember, or perhaps they genuinely forgot what they said. But when this becomes a recurring response, it shows a pattern of manipulation meant to twist the truth in their favor. Consider a situation where you agreed your partner would take on more household responsibilities. When you bring it up a week later, they flatly deny it. "I never said that." This leaves you bewildered and frustrated, as though they've erased a commitment they made. Over time, repeated denials like this can lead to confusion and doubt, making you question whether the conversation even took place. This tactic chips away at your self-confidence and distorts your sense of reality. The narcissist strategically forgets only what is inconvenient for them, dodging accountability and creating doubt about your recollections. If they can't escape blame by denying something, they'll often resort to the next tactic. Number 9. "You're the reason I did it." Statements like, "You made me do this," or "This is all because of you," aim to shift the blame onto you, making you responsible for their behavior. This tactic is especially damaging for those who tend to take on more than their share of blame or responsibility. It's crucial to recognize that if someone is behaving abusively, the fault lies solely with them. Every person is accountable for their own actions, and no one else should shoulder the blame for another's misconduct. This is particularly relevant in cases of reactive abuse, where a narcissist provokes you until you react, then blames you for the situation. While you are responsible for your reactions, you should never accept blame for someone else's abusive actions. Number 10. Everyone sides with me. This is a prime example of triangulation, a tactic used to isolate and control. The narcissist makes it seem like others agree with their negative opinion of you, creating the impression that you're outnumbered. For example, in the middle of a dispute, they might say something like, "I told you to stop because everyone thinks you talk too much." The aim here is to belittle you and convince you that their criticism is universally accepted. More often than not, these claims are fabricated, but they serve the purpose of reinforcing their authority and putting you down. When you hear this phrase, it's likely a tactic to pressure you into doubting yourself. It's rarely true and mostly intended to make you feel insecure or compliant. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist and encountered manipulative phrases or tactics, I encourage you to share your experiences in the comments below. It's important to remember you're not alone. Many people have faced these same challenges, and by sharing, we can all support and learn from each other. Before you head out, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss out on future insights. Sharing this video could also help someone else who needs to hear this message. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, stay strong and take care.